Rena Lazar is preparing for the changing of the seasons.
I think I'm going to cut the branches right back.
As she prunes her plants, she also contemplates the changing seasons of life and death.
I love cemeteries, so I definitely want to be buried.
But her cemetery of choice is running out of room.
What we're trying to figure out is how to optimize the use of that very limited capacity that we have remaining.
Mountain View Cemetery is one of the only in Canada allowing families to reuse graves after 40 years, but there's only about 5 years worth of grave sites left.
Historically, one grave would be sold to one person or one family. We now have permission explicitly within our bylaw to split that occupancy of that grave.
The details are still being worked out, but it means more people can share rights to a site and more people can be buried there over time. Anyone opting in agrees to be buried in a shroud or biodegradable container, and it's only for new graves. No one already buried will be disturbed.
We can't tell you exactly which grave we're going to assign you to, but we can at least assign you to a cluster of 4 or 5.
These are not mass graves.
No. These are not mass graves. These are people who are agreeing and want to be buried in a grave that they're sharing space with someone else.
These are columbaria.
This cemetery planner says the lack of space is becoming a crisis across the country.
Planners don't talk about cemeteries. Politicians won't talk about it. And most of us don't even want to consider the reality of our own mortality.
Some say it's time to reactivate cemeteries like this one that have been closed for decades. This environmental planner says it's an issue of equity.
Affordable housing is an issue, and this is also an issue within the cemeteries.
With her Jewish heritage, Rena Lazar is glad she can be buried at Mountain View Cemetery.
I'm super happy to not have to go very far.
People will still have the option of traditional grave sites like this, but if they want something a little more green, a little less expensive, and they don't mind sharing space with strangers for their final resting place, shared grave sites will soon be an option here. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Vancouver.